Hey guys, so today I want to talk about language and why it's important that we start looking into the language that we use, because what a lot of people don't realize is that our language is a reflection of the story we tell ourselves. And what do I mean with that? Because every day, in everyone's mind, we make interpretation of what's going on. And so if I use a language that will have, say, the word I can't, now that's a sign of what I believe is possible or not possible. So if I say I can't cook, that's going to create the story that I don't know what I'm talking about, and therefore I might not like cooking, or I might just completely avoid cooking at all because I don't believe that I can do it. And of course, there might be skills lacking in cooking, but you do know how to put on the pan, you do know how to probably chop some onions, you do know how to slice up chicken, you do know how to add seasoning to the pot. So you have the capability and the skills to put things in the pan, but your limiting belief is the thing that is holding you back from actually really enjoying cooking or actually doing the task from full stop. And so whenever we look into language, it's a very clear gateway to what we believe or what we believe not is possible within ourselves. So it's only really negative if it's a limiting belief that we are explaining in our words, because if it's something that's positive, we don't need to change it. But if you have any words that you normally say, and it's all usually very subconscious thing, oh, I can't do that, or I'm terrible at maths. I used to say that all the time. So there's a reason why A, I didn't like maths, and B, I would say, oh, it doesn't matter because I'm not good at maths. When I was a personal trainer on the gym floor, I used to joke, oh, I can barely count to 10. So I would always mess up when I was counting. And obviously, I think we all know, I could sit here and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know how to count to 10, but my language and me saying I'm no good at maths, it's stopping me from believing that I could be good at maths, if that makes sense. And therefore, my intellect will refrain from anything that has to do with mathematical equations to do. So that was just an example. But if you would flip this to, I can't lose weight, what do you think that's actually going to do for you? Because if you don't think that you can lose weight, you're more likely not being able to do the things that it's not very hard. It's eating a little bit less than what we need, maybe moving a little bit more than you used to, and over time seeing those results. So when we say I can't, often that is a reflection of our belief system, and we need to start looking at the language that we use, and when it's tied to a goal that we want and we're not quite getting where we want to go with that goal, if we can learn and look at the language that we use, we can start looking at our limiting belief systems, and by doing so, we can actually address them. Because if I say, I can't do mathematical equations, because that was my example, then all I need to do is say, hey, I can count to 10. I can do 2 + 2 is 4. And maybe I'm not so clued up now, years after studying what algebra is and how to do the radius of a circle. Maybe not, but I know that I can learn, and I know that I can look it up, if that makes sense. So the same thing goes for any weight loss goal or any muscle building goal. It's that we need to change the language if it's holding us back, and then by changing the language, we start to change challenges to opportunities, because now we're opening up for possible solutions to what we subconsciously did not believe was possible before. I hope that makes sense. It's very interesting. So what I want you to do today is to pay attention to your own language, but possibly to someone, a loved one or a friend. You don't need to point out and say, oh, you shouldn't say that. But just out of curiosity, pay attention to the most common things that people say, and you see that it's quite normal to repeat the same language. And so that's what I want you to do today, is to look at your language and find out where your limiting language are. Whether you say I can't, it's not for me, it's not possible, all of those things are just a sign of your limiting belief system, which is possibly the thing that's holding you back the most.